Area under horticulture is increasing rapidly in recent years. Certainty of yield and income, lesser labor requirement, government support, export potential, etc. are the main reasons for this expansion. Perennial plantation crops like mango, banana, grape and pomegranate are the favorite crops of our farmers. Availability of irrigation water and power influence the choice of crops a lot in these days. Hence, pomegranate, which needs very less water, is the main attraction for our farmers. Commercial cultivation of pomegranate has spread from Maharashtra to Karnataka, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and to many other states in the last 2 to 3 decades. Even the employed people of the cities entered pomegranate cultivation, looking to its high returns. Even though pomegranate is proved to be a high-value crop, there are some problems and challenges too. This extensive documentary film by Yash Ramajeevi explains everything on pomegranate cultivation. Pomegranate originates from Iran or Persia region. This crop has a history of some 5,000 years there. The taxonomical name of pomegranate is Punica granatum. It is regarded as fruit of paradise due to its attractive arils, refreshing juice, and fruit skin rich in medicinal properties. It adapts very well to very low fertility soils and comes up well in dry lands. Pomegranate stands at the 18th place in world fruit consumption. In India too, pomegranate is not such a favorite fruit like banana, mango, etc. Even then, the cultivation and trade of this fruit is on a large scale. Pomegranate is a popular fruit in European countries. It is mostly consumed as fresh arils. On a small scale, it is used for juice, syrup, jelly, processed arils, wine, etc. Pomegranate fruit skin and roots are extensively used in Ayurvedic and ethno-medicines. Pomegranate export earns a handsome foreign exchange for our country. India stands first and Iran in second position in pomegranate production. It is a vice versa in export trade. China, Afghanistan, Turkey, Spain, Israel and USA are the other major producers of pomegranate. In India, it is cultivated in 1,13,000 hectare area with around 7,50,000 metric tons of production. This is almost 50% of the world's production. In India, Maharashtra stands first and Karnataka in second position in pomegranate cultivation. Other major states producing pomegranate are Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Almost 50% of India's production comes from Maharashtra alone. Belagavi, Vijayapura, Bagalkote, Koppala, Bellary and Chitradurga are the major districts of Karnataka producing pomegranate. This crop has spread to Tumkur, Kolar and Bengaluru rural districts in recent years. Basically, pomegranate is a crop of arid zone. It is very successful in dry lands of tropics and subtropics. However, we have some examples of commercial cultivation of pomegranate even in cool hilly places like Kulu Manali. Well-drained deep sandy soil with medium fertility is good for pomegranate. Deep clay soil with poor drainage is not advisable. Pomegranate cultivation is possible even in shallow rocky soil with poor fertility. pH range of 6 to 8 is good. However, pomegranate tolerates acidic and saline soils. Altitude more than 1,800 meters from sea level is not suitable. Pomegranate is comfortable with a rainfall of 500 to 750 mm. Commercial cultivation is not possible in heavy rainfall areas with high relative humidity. Here pest and disease infestation will be more, reducing yield and fruit quality. Marshy land is not suitable for pomegranate. Root rot fungi, wilt and nematodes kill the plant in waterlogged soil. Dry weather is most important at the time of fruit ripening. Pomegranate is a sun-loving plant. However, there are success stories in old coconut gardens with pomegranate as an intercrop. Excellent commercial varieties of pomegranate are released in India after selection and hybridization of various varieties from across the globe. Color of the fruit and the arils, size of the fruit, yield, shelf life, sweetness of the juice, softness of the seeds, etc. are the criteria for variety selection. However, we do not have any commercial variety resistant against bacterial blight and fungal wilt diseases. Ganesh, Jyoti, Bhagwa or Kesar, Ruby, Arakta and Mrudula are the popular varieties of pomegranate available in India. All these varieties are technically soft-seeded and seedless in common language. We find only Bhagwa variety in most of the plantations across India. It is called Kesar in some regions. Shiny saffron red-colored skin and deep red-colored arils are very attractive. Sweetness or TSS and the shelf life is excellent. Medium-sized fruits of Bhagwa variety ripens a bit late at 170-day stage. Yield is also good. This variety fruit has become very popular in the European markets. Edges on the raw fruit disappears and the fruit becomes rounded at ripening. Thick skin, weight, size and the shelf life makes it suitable for exports. Hence, most of the farmers of India grow only Bhagwa variety. Pomegranate plant can be propagated by stem cuttings, air layerings and by tissue culture methods. Stem cutting method is not very successful in India and hence it is not in use. Tissue culture plants have become popular in recent years. One can produce disease-free plants on a large scale in this method. Each TC plant costs around INR 45 now. However, these plants do not have any resistance against major bacterial and fungal diseases. It may get infested in the field after planting. The most common method of multiplication of pomegranate plant is air layering. Roots are induced on the stem on the mother plant itself. Select the plant of required variety with satisfactory yield for last 2 to 3 years. The plant and the whole garden should be free from bacterial blight and fungal wilt diseases. Select a twig of pencil thickness for air layering. Cut off side growths and spines on the stem. Put 2 cuts on the bark of the stem at 1 inch distance. Remove the ring of the bark and scrape the green cell layer on the white stem. Apply rooting hormone IBA at 1000 ppm concentration. Induces more roots. Some farmers put commercial hormone solution to the rooting media itself. Sphagnum moss, coconut coir pith or sawdust can be used as rooting medium. Soak the media and squeeze it to drain excess water. Stem may rot instead of producing roots with excess water. Put handful of the soaked medium in a transparent smooth plastic sheet. Put it around the cut portion of the stem like this and tie with a gunny thread. Tying tightly will retain moisture in the layer till its roots well. Farmers producing layers on a large number put layers at 6-inch distance all along the length of the twig. This plant can accommodate around 200 to 300 layers. Rainy season between July and October is the best time for layering. It produces sufficient roots in 25 to 30 days. The roots are visible through the plastic. The success rate is around 80%. Separate the layer from the mother plant at 45 days when the roots mature and turn to brown color. Cut off the leaves and tender growth on the stem of the layer plant. Remove the plastic sheet and plant the layer in a poly bag filled with potting mixture of soil, sand and manure. Keep the plant in a poly house or under shade. Water the plant regularly and give more attention till it sprouts well. It gets ready for planting in the main field in 3 months. Major disease of pomegranates spread easily to new areas through these layer plants. Hence, strictly avoid layering in disease-infested gardens. Pomegranate can be planted in any season with assured irrigation. But June-July is the best season for fresh planting. Farmers targeting very high yield are adapting high-density planting with 6 into 8 feet or even 6 into 6 feet spacing. But the canopies of the plants overlap within 2 years and become difficult to manage. High-density plantations get infested with bacterial blight and fungal wilt very easily. Hence, the best recommended spacing is 15 feet from row to row and 10 feet from plant to plant, or 12 into 12 feet. These spacing accommodates around 300 plants per acre. Let the rows be in north-south direction in length to avoid shading each other. Dig 2 cubic feet pit and expose it to the sun for 1 month. Dust the pit with 100 grams of bleaching powder. Then fill the pit with sand, fertile clay soil and topsoil, 1 part each. Add 10 kilograms of cow dung manure, 1 kilogram of vermicompost, 1 kilogram of neem cake and 500 grams of superphosphate to each pit. Adding 25 grams each of PSP, trichoderma and other biocontrol microorganisms is also recommended. Then, take up shallow planting. Press the soil around the plant gently. Water the plant regularly and take enough care till it puts out new growth. Staking may also be given. Trench system of planting is practiced recently by many farmers to save labor cost on digging pits. First, the land is plowed thoroughly and deeply. Then shallow trenches are made by tractor-driven implement at the required spacing. These trenches are 12 feet apart. Planting is done in these trenches at 12 feet distance after installing drip irrigation system. Most of the farmers put manures after 1 month instead of at the time of planting. It is better to provide sufficient quantity of cow dung manure, vermicompost, neem cake and other organic inputs. It ensures good growth and enhances disease resistance of the plant. Put recommended quantity of balanced chemical fertilizers as well. For a first-year plant, put 10 kilograms of farmyard manure, 100 grams of nitrogen, 150 grams of phosphorus, and 50 grams of potash. For a second-year plant, 20 kilograms of farmyard manure, 200 grams of nitrogen, 100 grams of each of phosphorus and potash are recommended. Later on, follow recommended schedule as the plants are put for flowering. Take up foliar spray if the deficiency symptoms of micronutrients are seen. Spraying cow urine, vermi-wash and panchagavya produce good results. Pomegranate plant is basically bushy in nature. Many shoots emerge from ground level. Retain 3 to 4 shoots and cut off the remaining ones. Pinch the tip of the shoots at 2 feet height to induce branching. Encourage 5 to 6 lateral branches on each shoot at 1.5 feet to get well-spread canopy. Many farmers put the plants for flowering at the age of 10 months itself to get early crop. This is not a good practice. Take up pruning after 18 months. The best practice is pruning at 24 months. This is very important for the good health of the plant and the garden in the long run. Keep on removing sprouts from ground level and flowers on these small plants. Otherwise, it disturbs the vegetative growth. Intercrops are possible between the plant rows for 2 years, but it is not practiced in commercial pomegranate gardens. Farmers concentrate on nourishing pomegranate plants to get good growth and early crop. Pomegranate flowers only once in the spring in cool climate of North India. But in the tropical climate of Central and South India, it gives more flowers in 3 seasons a year. Flowering in June-July is called as Mrig Bahar. September-October flowering is Hasta Bahar, and flowering in January-February is Ambe Bahar. Complete rest for the pomegranate plant is possible in April-May month, and hence it flowers profusely in June. This Mrig Bahar is the rainy season, and hence the crop needs less water. But the insect and disease infestation is more. It brings down the quality of the produce. This is not a good season for cropping in areas with high rainfall and with bacterial blight disease. Hasta Bahar comes just after the rainy season, and hence it is difficult to give proper rest for the plants. It results in poor flowering, but the fruit grows under full sunshine, and hence the yield and the quality of the fruit will be excellent. Pest and disease problem will also be less. These fruits are best suited for exports. Ambe Bahar is in hot summer. Hence we get heavy flowering and more yield. Pest and disease will be less. But the fruits ripen at the end of summer season. The crop may suffer with water shortage, resulting in poor quality. If the pruning is delayed, crop may be affected with early monsoon showers and hailstorms. But the demand and price for pomegranate fruit will be better in Indian and export markets in this season. Decide the cropping season depending on prevailing pest and disease situation in your region, availability of irrigation water, and market demand for the fruits. See, this garden received unseasonal rain this year, increasing soil moisture. Hence, the plants did not get proper rest even in December-January months, resulting in poor flowering. Hence, the farmers has lost a major portion of the yield. This indicates that the rest for the plants before pruning is most important. Pruning is necessary once in a year for pomegranate plants to get flowering at a time. It helps to reduce pest and disease incidence as well. Disease spreads very easily if the branches of adjacent plants overlap each other. Limited number of main and sub-branches allow light penetration into the plant canopy and improves the health of the plant. Management will be easy. Pomegranate has both terminal and axillary flowering. Fruit developing at the tip of the shoot will be small in size and gets scorched by direct sun. This loses market value. The fruits developing inside the plant canopy get shade, and hence the quality will be excellent. Pomegranate plant needs a complete rest period of 45 days before pruning and flowering. It is a deciduous plant shedding leaves naturally in cold winter season in the temperate regions. But in the tropics, pomegranate is an evergreen plant. We have to force the plant to shed leaves to enter rest period. In the rainy season, spray ethyl at 1000 ppm or 2.5 ml per liter of water concentration 15 to 20